Hello, my name's Bob Willis and welcome to Book Review. Periodically I take the opportunity of reviewing new titles that have been passed to me which relate to the electronics industry. The first title I'd like to mention is Advanced Product Quality Planning, The Road to Success. And this is written by D.H. Stamatis. It's 250 pages, 12 chapters and illustrated in black and white photographs and illustrations. And it's available from taylorandfrancis.com. Now, quality control can be a very difficult subject or a very boring subject, and I remember I used to be a quality engineer. But what we're trying to look at here is a blueprint to success within the quality control world. And this is particularly important for the automotive industry and electronics now because of the high reliability requirements. What the book tries to do is demystify some of the standards and requirements within the industry. Obviously, quality control procedures can be applied to any industry, but obviously as it applies to electronics, it's very, very important. What the author tries to do is pick out individual and highlight standards and procedures which enhance quality improvements in manufacture. I'm sure this book is probably used by the editor as a training manual or a booklet that comes with some of his training courses because it's fairly easy to read, but it's got some very good references and something that might be of interest to you. The second book is Encapsulation Technologies for Electronic Applications. Now, when we talk about electronics and high reliability applications, we're talking about temperature, humidity, different pressures, etc. So having the right package and protection is all important in the manufacturing process today, and for designers to understand how packages are made and the materials used. This edition, which is the second edition, is edited by Michael Pecht. It's 490 pages, 10 chapters. It's illustrated with black and white photography and illustrations, and it's available via Elservier.com. Now, I actually missed the first edition of this book, but looking through it, it covers pretty much everything you'd expect. It goes from the basic materials, the science of the materials used in electronic packaging. It illustrates how packages, modern packages and traditional packages are injection molded, and how materials protect the die, the bond wires, and of course make it robust for assembly and soldering. The nice thing is that the group that put this book together have a lot of experience in failure analysis, so they actually know what goes wrong, so they can talk about the processes and what and how they can be improved. As a book, I think that it's great for failure analysis engineers, design and process engineers, but it's obviously mostly focused on engineers getting into packaging for the very first time. I can't comment on the first book, but this certainly is a very useful reference source for your engineering library. Another title is on Nano Packaging. So this is Nanopackaging Technologies for Electronic Packaging and Interconnect. Edited by James Morris, it's 970 pages, 32 sections, illustrated in colour, black and white, and obviously with line drawings. It's available from springer.com. Now, many of you who listen to my book reviews in the past will know that I'm a great fan of Springer, and one of the reasons for that is the excellent illustrations they put into their books. And it obviously costs more money to put in colour illustrations, but I think it is really, really worthwhile. Now, nanotechnology was a buzzword a few years back. It's still understood in terms of micro materials and micro packaging techniques, but nanotechnology is being used in so many different applications. Of course, my main interest in this particular publication is the use of nanoparticles in solders, in interconnect materials, and the impact it can have in manufacture. So if we look at individual sections of this book, It focuses on the assembly process and the impact on reliability. It focuses on the individual styles of components and how materials are being enhanced with the use of nanoparticles. Excellent book. It's a big book at nearly 1,000 pages. It's slightly more expensive because of the colour illustrations, but again, something that every packaging engineer and production engineer should really be reading. Now, if there's any books that you know about which have recently been released that I'm not aware about, then please make sure you drop me an email. I'm always anxious to find about new technologies specifically related to electronic manufacturing engineering.